Hi everyone, welcome to today's tasting. Today we're going to go ahead and go to Argentina to try a Malbec. Alright, so just like you saw, I just opened up a Catena Malbec from Argentina, from Mendoza, 2014. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the history of the property. In 1902, Nicola Catena came over from Italy and planted his first Malbec vineyard in Mendoza. Later on, his son Domingo continued his father's dream and really took over and kept developing Catena to be one of the finest vineyards in Argentina. Now, today it is owned by third generation Nicolas Catena Zapata and daughter Dr. Laura Catena, and the vineyards are about 5,000 feet and they're pretty elevated, and they always had that vision going back to Nicola to be able to plant Malbec in higher altitudes. So today they do a lot of different wines, from red wines, Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon, to even Chardonnays, exceptional Chardonnays. And they start from just their regular entry level, which is what we're tasting today, their Malbec. They also have a Cabernet Sauvignon, they have a Chardonnay, and then they go up a little bit to their Alta, then the Nicola Catena wines, and a little bit higher, more expensive wines, which are phenomenal, which I'm a big fan of Catena. I really admire them. Lots of really good history, and what Nicola did in 1902, just going back to Argentina and planting and taking a risk and planting the first Malbec vineyard in Mendoza and really being able to develop that. And today, 2017 now, being really phenomenal, being able to make different phenomenal wines. So that's the history for Catena. Beautiful property, again, in Mendoza, Argentina. The Malbec, it's got that dark ruby color, and it's just, it has this very, very beautiful color. On the nose, I smell of pretty sweet, actually. Just a lot of some plum, dark fruits. Definitely smell the alcohol content of the wine. On the palate, let's go ahead and see what it's got. Give it a little beautiful swirl, that beautiful ruby color that I really, really, really love. Let's go ahead and see what it's got on the palate. You know, the first thing I noticed on this wine, it's smoky. It's funny. It's a very more of a, I would say, more of a full-bodied wine for me, like kind of medium body to leaning towards that full-bodied wine. It's very consistent. It's not as strong as on the nose. You don't get that powerful alcohol content that I got on the nose. It's actually very good. It's very consistent. It flows very nicely, and it's like I said, a little medium bodied, a little over medium bodied for me. But it's very good. Let me have another taste at it. Tasting like dark cherries, some plum, and it's usually Malbecs are going to be a little bit stronger, a little bit more kick, but this is made, for me, the way I taste it, it's a really good wine. This bottle is going to be around $20 depending on where you're buying it at, but it's a really good Malbec. You know, if you haven't tried Malbecs or want to learn a little bit more about them, definitely try this Catena 2014 Malbec, because it is very good, and I think it has a very good value for an entry-level wine, for a very good entry-level wine. Also, their higher price point, their Catena Alta, which is a different line, those go about $45, $50, $55. And those are exceptional and really good for the value. So definitely give Catena a try. Big fan of their wines. Imported in the USA by Mundo Vino, which is a group by Winebow, and it is just phenomenal. So to Nicolas Catena Zapata and Dr. Laura Catena, cheers.